Dr. Fauci, you plead the fifth 111 times?
What day of the week is it today?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights under the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution.
What color tie are you wearing?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights under the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution.
What color's the carpet in front of you?
You plead the fifth 111 times when American people need answers.
Advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights under the Fifth.
We're seeking your advice, your leadership, your knowledge, your expertise in the most difficult time that American people has ever faced in our lives with the pandemic of the coronavirus. When we trusted what you said, when you guided us through so many different things that we probably questioned in our mind, but we trusted you to continue to focus on what the study says, what the research says, what the science says. You were that scientist. And for you to stand in front of Congress, which you stood before, and you was able to answer questions when you felt confident in what you was telling us. And now when people are starting to ask additional questions, now the things that you said are starting to catch up. You plead the fifth. How are we supposed to feel? How are we supposed to process this information? We already knew, well, some people already knew that this was a laboratory-induced virus. Yes, coronavirus has existed, but we understood that what you have done in the laboratory in Wuhan in China, with the bats and an experiment of animals, and it got out, and your company, your organization was sponsoring, was giving grant money for this study, and then it outbursts across the world, and you don't want to take ownership for that?
Do you wish to retract your statement of May 11th where you claimed that the NIH never funded gain-of-function research in Wuhan?
Senator Paul, I have never lied before the Congress, and I do not retract that statement. This paper that you are referring to was judged by qualified staff up and down the chain as not being gain of function. Let me finish.
You take an animal virus and you increase its transmissibility to humans,
right.
You're saying that's not gain of function?
Yeah, that is correct. And Senator Paul, you do not know what you are talking about, quite frankly. And I want to say that officially. You do not know what you are talking about. And you are implying that what we did was responsible for the deaths of individuals. I totally resent that. And if anybody is lying here, Senator, it is you.
You probably already had the patent to stop this, but we had to lose loved ones. We had to listen to you in talks and panels tell us that mask was the only way to stop the spreading of the virus. Or when you talk about asymptomatic people, how they can spread without even knowing that they had no symptoms, no anything. We trusted that. We trusted that. You knew all the time that this was something that was in your hands, that you caused, that we could have prevented.
Get one thing straight. You don't have any rights under the Fifth Amendment because you've been pardoned, as you very well know. As the Supreme Court has been clear for a century and more, Brown versus Walker, 1896, when he has been pardoned, he may not stand upon his privilege. You know that. Your lawyers sitting behind you now shifting nervously in their chairs, they know it. This isn't about the Constitution. This isn't about the law. This is about contempt. Contempt for this body and contempt for the American people. But I think I know why you're doing it. You did all kinds of terrible things. It's because during the pandemic, you got rich, didn't you? You got rich while people were dying, hundreds of thousands of Americans, over 1 million in the end, and you were getting rich. And not only were you doing that, you were using federal employees with taxpayer money to apply for and solicit cash prizes for you personally. Cash prizes totaling over $1 million. You did all of that during the pandemic.
And yet we had to watch so many people be misguided, be misled, and lose their lives. And the fact that you didn't even understand the shot, the coronavirus shot that you made so many Americans get.
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights under the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution.
With underdeveloped studying of this, put a lot of people at more risk And for you to stand in front of Congress and plead the fifth? Plead the fifth and don't give the American people the answers that we're asking for, that we're needing to hear for reinsurance, that you base the science behind. If it's the science, then it should be true. It should be involving truth, but it should be truth based on the science of that time. The science in 1990 or in the 90s is not the same science in the 2000s. I get it. The evolution happens. But stand on that. You plead in the fifth. Shout out to all the people that trusted their instinct, their intuition. Not saying that everybody else that made a decision for their family is wrong. But a lot of times you got to stand 10 toes down. And there was no wrong or right answer in this situation. It's what you believe and trusted inside of your heart, to not be misled, not to be misguided, and not to go along with the crowd. But Fauci, you owe the American people answers, because we own you now. We watching. We watching. Blame Moses for this one. Like I said, if you want to keep up with trending topics, sports, political, and community issues, man, follow me, subscribe, and like and comment. Definitely want to hear your thoughts and feelings about this, man. Blame Moses for this one. See you later.